Hello and welcome back to Herald Hearth. I'm Auntie A, and today I am coming to sit for a reading that feels like it's taken a couple of days to come together in my mind, I think. And tonight is finally the night that feels like the opportunity to sit down and really lean into this energy. So I invite you to join me and breathe. Breathe in all the way. Hold for a moment and let out. One more time, breathing in. Coming back to that center space within yourself. And breathing out. The space between receiving and giving this message has felt busy, noisy. And maybe you're finally in a moment where you're, maybe for the first time today, settling into the surface beneath you and just being here and now. It's funny, even I'm getting distracted still. This is what I meant when I said it's been noisy, it's been echoey, rackety. And it feels like there's this desire for perfect quiet, and it's just not coming. And there's a sense that I can't properly settle what I've been dealing with and what I've been going through until I have perfect stillness. And there's a sense of being asked to come back into yourself, into the now, whenever that is, doesn't matter. You are here. You are here now, in this moment. And you're breathing and settling back into this new version of you. And maybe that's a little scary. Maybe that's why it's so tempting to just, lean back into those old habits, those old patterns. But fear is not a good enough reason to quit. Fear is something that I have been thinking about a lot lately. And there are many reasons that fear finds us, many very real. Sometimes it's something we impose on ourselves. Sometimes it's imposed on us by others, by the world, by the state of things right now. In the time I'm recording this, anybody who's been watching the news knows. Everybody feels it. It's hard times. And there are very real reasons sometimes to be afraid. But that fear can't run your life. It can't take the steering wheel all the time. And for a very long time, to be vulnerable, I lived afraid of everything. Of people, of spirit, of the world around me, of myself in a lot of ways. And recently, I have been finding more and more that in the midst of fear, there is still opportunity for choice. And that choice is one that I can make and remake in each now moment. But it requires being present in the now, in myself. Fear is a very, very potent neurobiological process. One that I won't pretend to fully understand the scientific nuances of. But I have found, and I have had this come up in my mind over and over whenever I've been thinking about doing a reading, this next reading, whatever it was going to be, fear kept coming up. Fear. These are frightening times. And while, blah, blah, see what I mean? There's interference. There's something that doesn't really want this to come out. Whether that's within me or as the reader or within the energy field, it's there. And you're here listening to this, watching this video. Thank you, by the way. Because you feel it. 7:47 on the timer. You feel this change. You feel this energy. My readings are not predictions. I can't tell you anything that you can know to be true that wasn't already within yourself. And that is kind of how we have to look at fear sometimes. All right. Being led to start and draw some cards. Actually, I'm being led to. I had said over here, on this side of me, I actually have my Christmas tree. It's just a little one, and quite a few days ago, I did a reading, and I had the feeling to turn these cards face down. I have seen them already, but I had the sense that I needed to turn them face down and set them under the Christmas tree, like a present. And they've been sitting there all week. And that's the first time I felt like I could pick them back up and bring them into something. So I think we're going to start here. So let's start at the bottom, shall we? We are, oh, that's so wonderful. Okay, so at the time I'm recording this, it's just the beginning of December, and the holidays are right around the corner. Many different kinds. Personally, I celebrate Christmas, not particularly the religious basis one, but I still enjoy getting together with my family and eating meals and enjoying. And if you look at this, we have the Three of Cups, this celebratory get-together energy. Now, whether that's with your family or with your friends, there is likely to be people in your world who make you feel. Let's see if I can focus this a little bit. Who are bound to make you feel brighter. They're bound to make you laugh. This feels like an early Christmas present. This feels like you've been waiting and working for a long time. And if this is for you, you'll know it in your spirit, in your bones. If you're fighting with it at all or trying to make it fit, it might not be for you at this time. And that's not to say you're not also going to get joy and wonder and laughter. But please never force these readings to fit. If you're here and you feel it, and you know that you've been working hard. You know you've been doing the root work, the shadow work. And the shadow work can sound like a frightening concept, but I like to consider it a little bit like this. And follow me for a moment. In this world, a shadow, so a shadow, if I bring this over here, we see the shadow is a two-dimensional representation of the card itself, the 3D card. It can only carry so much information, right? And the 3D card that I'm holding, three-dimensional, carries so much more. And in mathematics, there was something I heard recently that kind of blew my mind a little bit. And it's the idea that if shadows in our in this world that we see in front of us are a two-dimensional representation of a three-dimensional object, it could be possible that us as three-dimensional beings are shadows of higher dimensional beings. Very fascinating stuff to me. So when I talk about working with my shadow, recently a little bit more, that has come to mean working in my body, working in this present here and now, working in my physical space. I've been working on my health a lot recently. Maybe you have too. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer, just as I said that. So maybe you've been taking a lot of steps recently. You've been taking a lot of steps towards your new life. Because, oh man, things have been changing for you, haven't they? Things have been changing. I would dare to say that your life probably in the last, I'm gonna say, month, maybe 2, you feel maybe like a, I gotta stop saying maybe, ooh, and maybe you gotta stop saying maybe too. You feel like a completely different person than you did, in a way that you didn't even think was possible. You kind of gave up hope that you could even feel like this. And that feeling doesn't follow you 24/7, right? We're human. We feel things. Our moods shift and change. But you are feeling a new way of being, a new way of existing in this now moment for yourself. And it's kind of like you've been asked to just trust that there's a present under the tree for you. And like a parent saying to their young child, there's a present under the tree, but you can't open it until it's time. Maybe you thought that time was Christmas Eve or December 24th or 5th. But in this case, this particular one, it feels like Spirit is kind of laughing and saying, you know, this one you can open early. I know you've been excited. So there's joy, there's laughter among good friends, good people. Dancing, color, liveliness. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me make sure that I've got these the proper way. Yes, okay. Perfect. All right, so we've got the 8 of Cups in reverse. Now, I'll turn it up so you can see the beautiful artwork on this. This deck is the Tarot of the Divine deck. In this particular card, pentacles that she is working on are actually thorny. They have flowers on them, but they are also covered in thorns. And she's so focused, if you can see, she's so focused on trying to not prick her fingers. Her fingers are red, her feet are red. And the birds are flying home. Let me see here. Looks like they might be swans. But I'm hearing geese. Like it's time to fly home for the winter. And you have been taking the thorny brambles of your life, of kind of what has been built around you, and you've been really focused on processing the grief that comes with dealing with all of this. You've been building a new life out of the old, tearing down the old, opening up space, clearing space, creating space, working them into new things, working all of that material, that energy into new things. But this card came up in the reverse, which to me, in this case, signifies that, hey, it's time to have a little bit of relaxation. It's time to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to move these over here where you can see them. There we are. See if I can focus it in for you. So there has been a lot of work being done, not just by you, but also in the field surrounding you. The field surrounding you. 1717 on the clock as I was trying to say that. 88. Infinities. A clover loop. A clover loop. That's interesting. What I was trying to say was when you place two infinities symbols over one another, they create kind of a clover looking loop. And so it's interesting that I accidentally said clover loop. That's quite a fun little term that I don't even know if it is a real thing, but a clover leaf for sure is. But there's kind of this opening up. You've been creating a lot of space, and in creating that space in your life, in kind of looking at what's around you and clearing out all of the weeds and all of the excess thorny brambles and working them down into something that you can use, what it's done is it's opened up space where in the background here we can see water. And geese, particularly the ones that I'm familiar with, when they're migrating, will migrate and stop in places with water, with good water and lots of space. And so what you're doing is you are creating space, and you have been creating space in various ways in your life, whether that's relationships or a job or even your home. That detail will depend on you, but you've been creating space, and what that has actually allowed to happen is it's allowed natural cycles to return. Ooh, what a lovely energy. I just felt like a beautiful glowing feeling from my solar plexus saying that. And it's interesting because the background of this card here is a beautiful glowing golden color. She's also wearing a golden crown. So it's a little bit like you've created space, and new blessings and new energy can return back to you. And it might feel unfamiliar because for a long time this place hasn't seen migrating birds, to stick with the bird example. This place hasn't been clear enough, maybe for a long time. Maybe for as long as you can remember. Maybe anyone can remember. Excuse me. Ooh, another throat thing. There's a clearing up of space, and what it's allowing is for new energy to come through and for you to also feel more powerful with your voice. It's been allowing you space to clear out new sections of yourself. And so all of this energy is falling in and is already returned, because this is reversed, right? It's already returned. So it's kind of like turn around, take a break from all this good work you've been doing. You don't have to like drop it completely, but just maybe loosen your grip a little bit and turn around and take in the view that you have worked so hard to clear. Because there are things waiting for you to be seen, to see them, to be in the now moment, to take it in. Ooh, wonderful. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune upright. This is a lovely card in this deck. Again, we have this incredible golden hue. It's incredible, and even the spider, I believe, is what this character is reminiscent of. The spider is also wearing bright, colorful clothing, if you can see here. Beautiful patterns, intricate, delicate, hand-woven, and it looks like underneath there are smooth vines. So what that tells me is that the old cycle of these old brambles taking over your life, you've done the hardest, like you've done a lot of the root work of digging those up from the roots and removing what needs to be removed. And Spirit is saying, take a breath, have some levity, find some levity with people you love, and know that old cycles will not be taking over from this point on. Rejoice. Throw your hands up in the air. Sing a song. Bang a drum. Laugh. Lots of laughter here. Old cycles are done. They're done. You might feel a little bit attached mentally, a little bit like strings are still being cut, but it's done. Do you feel it? Are you breathing? Be still and know. Reach within and find that spark of light that we all have access to. Lighten up a little bit. King of Wands. What a radiant energy this card is. Peacock. Looks to be dancing or flying around a stave of wands. Master of your craft, I heard. Ooh, what have you been working on? You've been working really hard on something, haven't you? You have been honing your skills. You have been, what an exciting energy. There's something, what are you so excited about? What have you been, stirring up? Because it's given off light already, whether or not you feel ready to drop it out there, it's already burning bright. And maybe that's why you feel a little bit uncomfortable, because maybe you feel like, oh my God, I'm running out of time. I need to keep working. And I have to get this thing done before nuclear fission. What's the word? A singularity occurs. Because it's revving up. You can feel it's piling higher and higher and higher and higher, and you are anticipating its kind of singularity point where it's gonna have that nuclear reaction energetically, and you're like, it hasn't happened yet, but that's perfect, because oh my God, I don't know, I can hardly even talk. That energy is just so frantic, frenetic, and Spirit's saying, take a breath. Take a breath. You can be excited, but you gotta breathe. right? And it's beautiful. And you're meant to dance with it, and it's gonna be an incredible light. Not just for you, it's gonna light up your whole world. Other people will feel it. It's all there. You don't have to panic. It's already shining. So take a breath, laugh a little, live a little for a moment. Dance, let loose, let your body kind of loosen up. Again, we have this beautiful orange fiery color. The peacock is a, we think of a peacock and we kind of think of this grandstanding bird that, has grandstanding. What an interesting way to say that. It feels like there's maybe been an energy around you or within you that has been a little belittling or lowering. And Spirit's saying, no more. That cycle's done. Dead and buried in the ground. You cleared it out. You ripped it out by the roots, and we helped you, and we watched, and we cheered you on. So don't act coy now. Don't act coy now. Strut your stuff. The peacock is a beautiful, incredible creature that is, kind of revered and adored for many reasons. And its beautiful plumage and confidence is one of them. Show off your stuff, The Two of Coins. The Two of Coins in this deck I particularly like because it is an individual. We have a young woman, barefoot, making her way with two young babes. She's leaving behind the ruins of her old life, walking to more lush gardens. And if you happen to be here for the last video that I did, you will know that when Spirit's talking about gardens, we're not talking about a paltry little boulevard garden here. And as you're walking forward, you're trusting your feet. You are trusting that you are prepared enough. Again, we have the beautiful sky, that solar plexus gold, that yellow, saffron, turmeric, spice, life, energy. And this character is cloaked. You are cloaked. You have aid. Whether you are like literally on your own, like the character in this card, maybe a single mother, but that's only one version of this, right? So you can feel alone on your journey, like you're the only one who knows what you're going through. Like, oh, you're not. But you have to trust your own feet. There we go. That's what it is. You have to trust your own feet. You have to trust your ability to see clearly. Ooh. You have to trust your ability to see clearly. You have to trust your ability to take steps forward, and to take a step forward even if it's a little frightening, because you have this cloak of protection around you energetically. I'm seeing guides, angels, and guardians. Ancestors. Yes. I'm not sure. I think I can show this card, but I might. Well, we'll find out. I'm going to show it this time, and if YouTube tells me no, well, I'll know better for next time. I'm still learning, and that's okay. But this card is the Ten of Swords reversed. I'm going to show it to you for a moment. Please be mindful. It's quite a graphic card, actually, but it entails a story from, I believe, the Inuit people in Canada. And the story is one of great pain. I don't want to misname the character. I don't want to do them the disrespect of that. But it is a story of great suffering. In part. I want to be mindful how I talk about it because it's not a story of my culture, and I do not know it exceptionally well. So please be patient with me as I try to figure out how to express the message coming through with that card, because it feels delicate. It feels careful. But the biggest thing about this card, in this case, is that some of you may have been experiencing a type of hurt that was done intentionally unto you, and if you have, I am so sorry. And you have had to grieve. You thought it would end you. You thought that would be your story. And Spirit is saying so clearly, so loudly, that is not your story. Not anymore. The Wheel of Fortune has turned. And the King of Pentacles, yet another king. Pardon me, I'm just sitting in that energy because moving from the intense grief that I'm feeling from this card into the immense, immeasurable, unbelievable gift that's coming your way. You're unwrapping it now. You're starting to understand that although the axe may forget and the tree may remember, the tree continues to grow. Even a tree that is fully torn up by the roots and falls over sometimes can still grow. You may have thought you were done. Your story was over. And it is just beginning. And not the same one you've had, not the same cycles, because you learned how to move, you gained wisdom, You grew. You waited and uncovered the secrets within you that were just waiting for your love and your attention and your acknowledgement. You grew your roots deep. You harbored space for more growth outside yourself and nurtured that as well. Because so much of today's talk about self-love and boundaries can be so unhealthy, because what it does is it cuts you off from the world around you and the people around you. And this card, this tree may be standing tall, but it is also nurturing all of this other growth. We're all carried on this same world. And it's so important that when we are talking about self-sovereignty, self-love, boundaries, bettering our lives, that we do not pretend like we exist in a vacuum. Other people are meant to share in this joy and light with you. They also bring you joy and light. None of us can do this alone. And if you've been convinced that treating people poorly or cutting people off at the drop of a hat, now there can be reasons to cut people off and following your spirit, but maybe you've had a pattern of kind of waiting too long and then cutting off really harshly. And you're learning how to move better than that. You're wiser than that now. You know when to cut off and you know when not to, because you trust yourself. You trust 37, 37, 10, 10, 11 too. You're trusting that you know how to balance this now. And this is spirit, your angels, your ancestors, your guides, your guardians saying, yeah, trust yourself. You have not been through the ringer over and over for nothing. Start off, we've got the High Priestess. When are you going to stop pretending that this isn't you? When are you going to stop pretending that that's not you? That you're not the one who turned your wheel in this case? That you're not the one that stepped up, met spirit head on and halfway there and said, yes, I'll turn the wheel too. Let's go. Let's do it. That you're not the one that sat down with yourself and took stock of your life, of your body, of what's around you, of the people around you, of what you do with your time, of how you see your life. I'm hearing maybe you've had a paradigm shift recently. Whew. And if you don't know what a paradigm shift is, well, let's start with a paradigm. A paradigm is something that is a truth of the way you see the world, but that you are not even aware of. If you're aware of it, it's not a paradigm, right? So a way that you have been moving and living in your life, these old patterns of pain, these old cycles of pain, these brambly nightmare bushes that you couldn't live in and couldn't make a life in or out of, and you've learned. You've come so much further, and you walked forward when you weren't sure exactly what the steps were, and you're walking towards something that's going to last a really, really, really long time, because you're not building it alone. We are all co-creators. By living the life that your spirit leads you to, that your divine knowing leads you to, you move in ways that benefit the world around you. And with each person that does that, we heal a little bit more. Look again, we have another King of Wands. You have really, really got to step up in the sense, stepping up to take your power back and your confidence back. It might feel like you got to be humble. Maybe you were told too often when you were young, be humble, be humble, be humble. And what you were taught was not humility. It was self-abandonment. And that's not your fault for learning that, but what is your job now? What is your choice? Is you have a choice to step forward with this new path opening. You have the choice to look at what you've created, to hold it up high and proud, and to show it off. To be in that super self-confident solar plexus energy. In this card, our King of Wands is wearing a beautiful golden orange garb. He's again holding this stave, holding this creative power. So the stave, the wands, I believe, if I'm remembering right, fire is force, energy, right? It is creativity, but not just in the way that we like kind of box creativity in these days. It's the creative power of being able to wield that force for yourself, that passion, and actually moving it forward and learning how to really move with it. Oh. Okay, so you remember how I said with this card here, remember how I said that there's water behind her, a space of freedom of speech where you can truly be free to speak the way that you know you want to and can. And she's kind of sitting on a grassy knoll here, but it almost looks like it could be a bit of a cliff. And there's all this beautiful light, and there's all these birds and this new space to explore in your life. Remember how we talked about that? And Spirit said, hey, you've been working so hard and we're so proud of you, but just take a breath for a second, turn around, right? You're going on a whole new adventure. Oh, I just want to laugh because, man, like the sky is bright yellow. The sun is rising, babe. The sun is rising, and you are moving forward with the protection and the guidance of your guides and your ancestors. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels and ancestors, guides and guardians. You are being stewarded forward. You have learned how to trust the way that you move. You've learned how to trust the steadfastness of your own 2 feet. And you are now being asked to turn away from the hard work in that particular section of your life. That particular time is over. That particular pattern of pain is in the past. And Spirit is asking you to look at the space you've created, to celebrate the space that you've created, to rejoice in a new cycle, a new time, to step into your power, into your confidence. 444, 4 on the timer. Oh my goodness. You are being stewarded. You're being held. You are part of something bigger. And you can do this. And all you gotta do is turn around and face the sun. Rejoice. Breathe, sing. Oh, stop and smell the flowers. The sun in tarot, is the divinity within. It is the divine spark within you. And in this Fool card, that divine spark is lighting your way. And you are aware of it. You are listening to that divinity within you, that universal wisdom that we can all have access to. There's this little pine cone in his bag, and you're taking all the things you learned. You're taking everything with you that you need, but no more. And you are moving. It's going to feel like it's picking up speed. It's going to feel a little bit like you've launched yourself off a cliff, and all you have to do is trust that when you get there, it will be safe and it will be beautiful. What an incredible early holiday present. I am so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. What an incredible time in your life that's about to bloom. Oh, thank you so much for being here with me. I'm being led to close this reading here, although I believe I am going to record a second one here shortly. So there may be a part 2 to this. It may be separate. Follow your own guidance. But thank you so much for being here with me, with yourself. Thank you for breathing. Thank you for sharing that incredible energy, because you're shining. Gosh, are you shining? You don't even know it yet. You haven't even seen how much you're lighting up the sky. So thank you. I'm Auntie A, and have a wonderful day.